just do what's best for me. Don't listen to my enemies, they're just full of jealousy. Yeah, this legacy, you gon' see what's left of me. You gon' see success in me, you ain't seen the rest of me. I just wanna be the best at what I know, better than the rest, just watch me grow. Put me to the test and watch me go. This is my quest, I'ma make it known. They call me obsessive, oh I know. Call me selective with my notes, call me aggressive with my flow, call me offensive even though yo, I ain't gonna lie, life's tough. Try to get by, life's rough. Try to do it right, it's not enough. Even though you try, you still mess up. But I'm still gonna fight for what I love, still gonna die for what I love, still gonna try, I won't give up, still gonna fight until I've won.
Guys, welcome to part 13 of What Is Naruto's Too Overpowered. I know this has took forever to come, and I apologise. There's been a lot of stuff going on. I broke my wrists, my parents split up. And by the way, I'm not saying that because I want sympathy, so I don't want comments down below saying I'm so sorry, because that would just annoy me, so please don't do that. So anyway, moving on from that topic, you saw my post. The series is slowly coming to an end. I'd say in the next 2 episodes, this series may end. But it's going out with a bang. And I mean literally, hint, hint. And this series is actually going to be continued into another series that this series ending will pave the path for. That's a huge hint. Jeez, I didn't mean that hint. I must keep it in anyway. Oh yeah, by the way, the video I made on how much I make wasn't for me to be snobby and show off. It's just that I keep getting asked that. So don't be offended by that. If you're all really offended, just comment down below, or I'll make a community post and I'll delete it. It's fine. Don't get offended. I'm sorry for anyone who got offended by that, because I keep getting complaints on Discord and all that, and a few comments. Anyway, last time we left off, Naruto made his own village. He made an alliance with every village. And yeah, he showed off chakra pills. And then Madara attacked, stole the 10 tails, part of the 10 tails, the smallest bit, like a little orbit chakra. And then he used a device that an Utsuki member, well, in his words, Kage Utsuki, someone from Kage Utsuki's race gave me this. And he placed that device onto the 10 tails chakra and it made a whole new 10 tails. And then he laughed at Naruto, saying, now I have more chakra than you, considering I took part of the 10 tails. And then Naruto went in his mind, restored the 10 tails, and then bragged about it. He hasn't bragged about it yet. And also, Madara doesn't realise Naruto still has 9 other tailed beasts. Back to where we went. Madara. I'll pretend to be Madara. Ha, Naruto. How foolish can you be? You have all that power, and you let me take some and multiply it to be far superior to yours. Naruto laughs and gives a burst of the 10 tails. It's full. Madara's like, how? Then Naruto gets the other 9 tailed beast to show off. Madara's like, how do you have 10 tailed beasts? And Naruto laughs and says, because I made the 10 tails myself, just like you did, but I did it with my own power. Madara is shocked, and he's like, so you basically have 10, add 9, add 8, add 7, add 6, add 5, add 4, add 3, add 1, which I'm not going to work out, guys, I'm sorry. That's my phone, by the way. I accidentally entered the password. Not accidentally, I mean I accidentally used Face ID. And Naruto nods and also says, I also have a bit of chakra of my own. And there's a burst of chakra, scare Madara a bit. Madara just calms down a bit and says, well, now I have the power of the Sage of 6 Paths, just like you. Naruto pauses him. You don't have the power of the Sage of 6 Paths like me. Yes, you do have the power of the Sage of 6 Paths, but I am the Sage of 6 Paths. So technically you're using the old version's power, because my one's far superior. Madara gulps a bit, as Naruto is known for not lying or lying about his abilities. But Madara doesn't care. He's confident. He's trained for so long to finally catch up to Naruto, to destroy him and take his village, take his power, and start a new age. Naruto just laughs and jumps in the air and says, you are not taking what I've worked hard for, and he decks Madara in the face, sending him flying. Madara gets up and uses his chakra to heal. One second, guys. So I have a cough, not the virus, a cough. And then Madara makes 2 tree seeking orbs and starts swinging at Naruto, saying, "My fist might not damage you, but these will." And Madara's actually got quite good with them. He's practiced for quite a while with poles similar to them. Not the exact same, but similar, because he hasn't had the same bar power until he stole the 10 Tails. And Naruto's quite impressed. Madara's putting up a decent challenge. Madara thinks he's got Naruto off guard and swings down, but Naruto just grabs the pole. Madara's like, "How? You should be crumbling. The man who gave it to me said this power relates to Kaguya Utsuki. You should be crumbling into dust." And Naruto says, "So that's what that weird feeling is on my hands. I felt it and I negated it." And Naruto looks at his hand, a part of it is the dust. Says, "Huh, cool. Look. And Naruto heals the injury. Naruto's thinking, "Wait a minute," and sends Madara flying back with an almighty push. He looks at his tree-seeking orbs and says, "Okay, I can remake these." And Naruto focuses, and he had 10 on his back previously, 1 for each tailed beast. He had 10 black ones, and now he has 10 white ones. These are the same as Kaguya, except just instead of being stuck off, they can become any weapon and you get scratch touch for them. Only if Naruto wants you to, though, you'll turn to dust. And Naruto says, "Thanks, Madara." He moves the tree-seeking orbs to be 1 in each. Now he has quite a large ring on his back. He's like, "Now I have new toys. It's been a while since I got something new to train. It'll be fun entertainment for a few days." Now Madara laughs and says, "A few days? That took me years to master. You're not gonna master something like that. The power of Kaguya would Suki in a few days. You can't even control them orbs yet, I bet." The first few months was just me being able to move the orbs, let alone shift them. Naruto creates a sword in his hand and says, "Huh, sure." And then he realizes, wait, these are just like my orbs. I don't need to train nothing. And he dashes at Madara and starts swinging. He's like, Naruto's laughs and says, "For the karma and your lesson, I'm going to beat you with the power you taught me." Madara's enraged. What he spent years on, Naruto's mastered in seconds. As believe it or not, Madara actually had this ability before. The man who gave him the device gave him the power to create them white orbs. So that's what he's been practicing on. That's why I said they're not totally similar to the truth-seeking orbs. He practices with them, but since Kaguya mainly used them to shoot out, I'm not sure about the weight. They could be different or the same. So I just want to say they're a bit different. Naruto by now is already adjusted to the weight, and he's moving as if those his truth-seeking orbs. And Madara is literally scared. This is where Obito appears. I'm pretty sure Obito would be on Naruto's side. If I didn't, I'm sorry to say he did. And he looks at Madara and just lets this happen. He was thinking when he first heard Madara was like in the village, he was going to take revenge for ruining his life. But now he sees that Madara, he already has enough revenge. Madara is scared. That's what he really needed. Now Naruto takes another step. He surrounds his body in the white truth-seeking orbs and punches Madara. Part of Madara touched down into dust, but he manages to heal this before it all happens. Not heal the injury, but stop the dust. Naruto says, "I'm gonna add this to my beam," and he shoots a Tenseigan beam along with the white truth-seeking orbs. And Madara barely dodges, and he loses his leg, and that starts turning to dust before he stops that as well. Naruto is smiling and says, "This is useful." And then he says, "Time to end it." He uses Dust Release, which is actually already one, I'm pretty sure, but if it isn't, let's say Naruto can release dust from his hands. No, it is a release, for God's sake. Yeah. But Naruto changes this up so he can release any type of dust or ash from his hands. Normally he would mix it with ash that he could make explode with his will. Now he mixes it with the Whatif seeking orbs, and he sprays it at Madara. Madara starts turning to ash all over. He's scared. But Naruto stops it and reverses it. And he says, just so I could teach you a lesson. He sucks up the power Madara has and adds it to the Ten Toes. Ten Toes has just got a nice boost in strength. And then he yells, planetary devastation, and makes this huge one, the size of the moon, and sews Madara inside it. And he says, I'ma sew you away, but make you accessible to Obito and anyone else who needs you, so you can learn for what you did to them, and Obito can have his revenge. And he launches the asteroid into the sky, making a new moon. Obito smiles and thanks Naruto. Obito thought that Naruto was just going to forget about him and take his revenge. But no, Naruto, no matter how enraged he was, he's letting Obito have his chance. Obito thought that Naruto would just be like, you betrayed us once, I'm not going to fully trust you. But nope, Naruto trusts him fully. And that's part of the play, that Naruto knows he can just beat the crap out of anyone who Obito tries to get help. And Obito knows this as well. If I'm being a bit quiet or like pausing, it's because I'm playing with my dog at the same time. She keeps on giving me huggles, it ain't your days. And I don't know what else to say. Obito nearly starts tearing up, which makes Kakashi nearly start tearing up, which makes everyone else nearly start tearing up, but Naruto just plays it off like nothing. Then he says, I have some business to take care of, and teleports away. Naruto's in a place that we haven't seen before, but he knows. And he turns around, and there's Earth. Naruto's teleported to another planet. He's been tracking signs of someone manipulating time. And this spot seems to be from another timeline, as it's a lot younger than the other dirt on the planet. As I can see, all the other dirt is scrambled and cracked, but this one seems to be a bit smooth. Naruto says, yep, someone is not only traveling through time temporarily, using a certain jutsu, they're literally bending time to open a portal. Sasuke can do this, but not to this extent. He can go back a few minutes, but this dirt seems to be nearly 20 years younger. I should be concerned, but I'm pretty sure I could take whoever this is. As long as they can't take other people back in time with them, I will be fine. But I should be able to manipulate time, hopefully. And this is what Naruto's thinking to himself, and he teleports back to Earth. But there's a man there, who Naruto didn't sense, due to them having a weird, not portal-like, but aura around them, which seemed to protect them from Naruto's senses. And this person vanishes into a beam of light. You guys might know who this is. Well, you don't, because I made him. But you guys might know what I'm going to use him for the plot for. Who knows? I don't. I'm lost. But anyway, Naruto starts building up his own village. And he even makes his own dimension of space. Like a play world. It has a bunch of free games there that you can play whenever. It's basically a massive theme park, arcade, and it's really fun. It's basically like Rick and Morty place, but instead of being in a human body and creepy, it's just an entire world for fun. But there's a rule. You can't move in there, because Naruto knows people would destroy their lives just by staying there. So it's only open one time a day. And people get tested before they go in there. They get like their psychology tested, so they don't hate their life, and they understand that this place is like a little break. Because we're not going to have another entire different anime plotline where people like are living their life in a different type of world. Because no. And yeah, this episode is a bit crap, I know, so I'm going to spice it up. Naruto holds a tournament. to see the best fighter in all the villages for the team that he will train. But to start off, Naruto picks out competitors he will fight. Sasuke, the other Kages, Obito, and he pushes out his hands, and Toneri appears. Naruto restores Toneri's power for a short amount of time, and even boosted it far beyond what it was before. Daisy! Shish. And he's gonna fight Toneri. This is a spectacle, as no one else got to really see the fight. And now everyone's gonna see it. Toneri explodes with power, while on the other hand, Naruto's Karma Seals merge, making a purple one all over the body. He goes into his white form. He gets his white Truth Seeking Orb and black Truth Seeking Orbs. And I make like a light grey Truth Seeking Orb. This is basically Naruto can control what it does. It has nearly 3 times the power, and Naruto can control whether it turns into dirt or not. Dust. And this battle is legendary. They're flying like they're Dragon Ball Z. But I'm gonna give you a detailed version. Toneri and Naruto are in the ring before the fight, and they say, "Good luck." Then the bell rings. They break the sound barrier, both charging each other. Naruto gets the first punch and sending Toneri flying, but with a quick recovery, Toneri bounces off the wall with a spin and nails Naruto in the face with his knee. Naruto's a bit shocked and a bit annoyed, grabs Toneri's leg and snaps it. Toneri winces in pain, but grabs his leg and heals it. And with his other leg, breaks Naruto's nose. This broke Toneri's foot as well, though. Naruto's nose heals quicker than Toneri's foot, and he rugby tackles Toneri, body slamming him. One sec. I'm back. Now after he body slams him, he picks him up yet again and slams him again and again and again. Toneri's back is a bit scraped up. Then Naruto chucks him in the air and flies above him, and grabs his face and pulls a Bakugo and creates a huge explosion from his hand with a Tenseigan beam, zooming himself to the ground, smashing Toneri's head into the floor. Like I said, Toneri was buff, so this didn't kill him, but it did do a bit of damage. Then Naruto picks his head up again and slams it harder and harder and harder, making a crater in the ground. Then Naruto flies up into the sky and makes a huge aura attack around his body. A spear, and he slams into Toneri's onto the ground, crushing him under the orb, exploding. Toneri's bad, and Naruto kicks him into the wall. This is where Toneri smirks. He now realizes what Naruto's done. We look at his eyes, the Tenseigan is activated. Toneri's injuries heal, he activates his cloak and lunges at Naruto. Naruto smirks, he likes the speed. And he bumps it up to Toneri's speed. They start going at it. Everyone in the crowd's shocked. They're entertained. This fight lasts way longer than the one against Madara, who's known to be a god shinobi. But then, Toneri catches Naruto's fist and slaps his arm. Naruto smirks and says, "Good job." And while Toneri's holding Naruto's snapped arm, it heals and clamps back into place. And Naruto grabs Toneri's face and says, "You need to stop letting me grab your face," and creates an extremely strong Tenseigan beam that blows up in his hand, burning Toneri's face and sending him flying into the wall, bouncing off the wall and into the sky. And everyone's like, "What's going on?" Then we look at Naruto's hand. He's using his Rinnegan, I believe, to control and turn Toneri like painted to Hinata in canon. And he's like scraping all against the walls, hitting him, sending him to space, slamming him back into the ground. He's changing the atoms around him to burn, so Toneri's in insane heat, insane cold. And at one point, Naruto launches him to another planet and slams it back down to Earth. Then he launches it high into the sky, and at an insane speed, flies him back down to the ground. But the same thing that Gon did to Pito? I can't remember. He gets his foot and nails Toneri in the stomach. And this actually splits him in half, but Naruto heals him. And Toneri gives the victory to Naruto and assumes back into Naruto's Karma Seal. Everyone's entertained and cheering, and you'll get the next fight in the later episodes. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you like, subscribe. The like goes 310 likes, my brothers! It is 11 p.m. and I'm screaming that. Look what you guys have done to me. Anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy. I'll try to upload more frequently. Anyway, peace out, lots of love, and stay safe, stay inside, stay locked down, whatever it's called, and look after your pets. Love you guys, bye.